Hello all, Casual Noob Gamer, back at you with another video. Oh yeah, it has been quite a bit of time. Haven't really had the inspiration or motivation to make a video in a while. With obviously you see the neck brace. Had some neck surgery on top of the back surgery that I did. Lots of fun. That aside, been not watching at well okay, now take that back. Been watching enough of like the video game news to be kinda up to date on stuff. The most recent thing I want to talk about now is the fact that Nintendo has made a new policy that going forward, starting with the game Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, they are going to charge $10 cheaper on the digital version of the game. Now, I've seen, especially, I was just watching a video. I've seen this from other people. They don't know if this is a price increase or a price decrease or blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like people are kind of just like taking it from like one way or another to paint their narrative of Nintendo is horrible or Nintendo is the savior, blah, blah, blah. They're saving us money. They're charging us more money. Listen. First off, I want to address the fact that people are saying that, well, not all people. Specifically right now, I'm watching a video from Clayton Morris. Now, no shots. I like his videos. I think he does really great work. But, you know, his video is titled, "Did Nintendo Just Kill Physical Video Games? Or Save Them? So, here's the thing. In the Switch 1 generation, Nintendo had something called the voucher program. And what the voucher program did is if you had an NSO membership, this was a perk of the NSO membership, Nintendo Switch Online membership, you were able to purchase 2 game vouchers for 2 Nintendo. I believe it was only Nintendo published games. It really wasn't third party games. So basically, like anything published by Nintendo for them, not anything, but there was a list of games that it was basically like the Marios, the Zeldas, something like a Daemon X Machina, which was, I believe, a Marvelous Exceed, but Nintendo published it. So that was, I believe, an option. I believe, don't exactly quote me, I don't remember exactly. I did use the vouchers a bit. So during the Switch 1 generation, they had the voucher program, which basically you would buy 2 vouchers. So for, you know, a game was normally $60, you would buy 2 vouchers for $50 each, $100 plus tax, and you would get any 2 games off the voucher list. And those games were your games to buy. So you were getting games $10 cheaper in the Switch 1 generation. And we all know that during the Switch 1 generation, people bought physical games. I was one of those people. I bought a lot of physical games. Here are some of my physical games. Those are the ones that I am just playing for this year. Now you're saying, did I buy Switch 2 games? Yes, I bought Switch 2 games. Let's see, the red games. Those are Switch 2 games that I bought. Now, I also bought, games on Switch 1. I bought the complete edition of Pokemon Violet that has all the DLC on it on the cartridge because I like to have my games complete on cartridge. And now you're going to say to yourself, okay, well, so as you can, hold on, sorry about the camera. So I have Pokemon Violet here. I have the original version. And then I have the original version of I can't get a good camera angle on it. Basically, I have Pokemon Violet, and then I have Pokemon Violet, the complete version. So I've bought in games, so that is my street cred for you, to show that I like physical games. Now, however, for Switch 2, especially the last couple of months, situationally, with the situation I'm going through with the surgeries, I have difficulties standing up from low surfaces. Meaning that, like, a very low chair, I really can't stand up. I need to be lifted up a little bit, given a little boost, and then I could stand up. So it's a bit of difficulty for me to get up and get down and get to my Switch system across the room and change the cartridge every time I play a game. And when I play games, I learned that when I play games, I like to bounce between games. I'll play a game for maybe an hour, half hour, 2 hours, and then I'll take a little break, and then I'll want to switch to something else. And it takes me a bit of time to, as you just saw, those are just the games I have on hand right now. I have lots of games. You've seen in my other videos the bookshelf of games that I have. I have lots of games to go through to figure out, where do I have this one, where do I have that one. So it's a bit of a process to find all your games when you have a big collection. When you have them digitally on your system, it makes it a little easier. But my point being is that with the voucher program, people during the Switch 1 generation were still buying lots of physical games. I mean, the amount of people who were buying physical Switch games was up there, really up there, to the point where, most other companies like PlayStation, I believe, is like 50-50 with it. I think Nintendo is also 50-50 with the digital physical split. But Nintendo is people tend to lean more for physical games on that console. So I don't think that the $10 discount that they're giving for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book and games going forward is that. What I think it is I think it is an answer to basically not just tariffs, but the increased price that basically with the RAM shortages right now, those RAM shortage prices are going to affect Nintendo selling the Switch hardware, Switch 2 hardware. Right now, they don't want to give a price increase because they've already been, lambasted, or whatever you want to call it. They've been taken over the coals by social media that the price for the system is too high. So if they have to raise the price because of those increases, because we just got this morning, Sony is officially raising the prices of the PS5, the PS5 Pro, and the PlayStation Portal, among other things. And they're going up quite a bit. I believe the regular PlayStation 5 in the US is going up $100. So Nintendo doesn't want to raise the price. So to do that, they're basically, I believe that Yoshi was most likely going to be probably a $60 game. I think they're adding that $10 to the physical because they're saying that they have to cover the cost of those cartridges because they're losing money everywhere else. They can't lose the money here. So they're trying to say that, hey, we're going to give a discount. I have a feeling that a game like Fire Emblem that was most likely going to probably be maybe a 70 may now be 80 physically and 70 digitally. I'd be very surprised if it was 70 physically and 60 digitally. But Fire Emblem is more of a not a big seller. I think the big sellers, like the next Animal Crossing, I'm pretty sure Animal Crossing is going to follow suit with like Mario Kart World and be $80 along with Smash. Anything that, like the top 5 Switch games, those franchises are going to be up there. The next Mario and Zelda, I wouldn't be surprised if those are 80, which is why we saw Mario Galaxy at something like 70. So I think that Nintendo basically is bracing for the upcoming increase in what it's going to cost them to produce these Switch 2 systems. And they don't like to sell their consoles at a loss. And they're going to have to sell their consoles at a loss, which is why they increased the prices of all the accessories around it, because they don't want to sell that console at a loss. So my answer to Clayton Morris, which I'm sure he's not going to see my video, maybe he will. I'm actually going to tag him in my title. My answer to you about is Nintendo basically killing the physical. It's not, because they had this discount kinda in the Switch 1 generation with the vouchers, and Switch 1 physical games sold great, and there was no cry about Nintendo killing physical then. I think it's just a thing of people are just like, oh, well, which side's on? Just because Nintendo didn't completely come out, although they did come out and say that we're giving a discount on the digital, meaning that the digital was probably going to be 70 along with the game to match up with the increased cost of the cartridge prices. Now, was the game going to always be 60? I don't know, maybe not. I mean Yoshi it's not a big seller either. So maybe those games were going to be 60 and now physically they're going to be 70, and Nintendo is going to start charging for these cartridges. So we'll see. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Like I said, I don't know anything officially except for what Nintendo has put out there. So if I said anything to sound like I am making a statement for Nintendo, I apologize for that. That is not what I meant to do. I am merely giving my opinion on the topic and what I think it is, and just addressing, like I said, specifically the Clayton Morris video, although I've seen other people kind of toy with Nintendo's killing physical, or are they saving digital, kind of that they don't know kind of thing. It's just like, I get it. You got to make a video. You got to make a topic. Listen, I like to get my thoughts out too and put them in this kind of video format. So I get it. You want to put your stuff out there. So, hey, listen, you do you. It entertains me to watch your video. Like I said, I very much enjoyed Clayton Morris's video. I enjoyed his theories on it. Did I disagree with it? Yes, I did, only because I don't know if he is taking into account the voucher program, which apparently a lot of people didn't really even know was a thing, really, or how it worked, because most people just, go out and buy games. They don't look for the deals and discounts and stuff like that. But, when you're on a budget and you're buying this stuff, you look for ways to do it. Like I said, right now I am currently trying to convert my large library of physical games over to digital games, specifically the ones I still need to play, because it is just easier to switch between them. The good news is I've learned I can only play so many games in the in the year. And I'm trying to make a nice new list of games and see what I could play. Anyway, it's been long enough. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you use the voucher program, if you know what it is, if you agree with me that this is not Nintendo killing physical games, that this is just Nintendo basically trying to give a discount because they see that their games being higher priced than they should have possibly wanted to sell them, being that. Now, Now, is it going to hurt retailers? I don't think so. People who want physical are still going to buy physical. I think that, yeah. I personally don't think it's going to. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification to know when I put out a random video, because it's not going to be almost every day, although I think I'm going to try for every day again. Get myself back into it. Anyway, how do you like the new neck? Nice and straight. You have yourself a great rest of your day. Later.